Hey guys, Mike Gilda here. Today we get to do minor chords. This is video number 3 in the Double Slide 101 series. So, we're doing minor chords today. I'm going to show you some fairly basic minor shapes for minor chords, and then I'm going to show you a couple shapes for minor 7th chords, and a couple shapes for major 7th chords. When I originally made my first attempt for this video, there was literally so much to be covered that my first attempt at making this video was like over 50 minutes long. It was too long. So I've slimmed things down. I'm just going to show you a few kind of basic chord shapes in this video. And then later on in the series, you know, maybe sometime in the summer, maybe in June, I'll see about doing like a second part to this video and showing you kind of more advanced shapes and inversions and stuff like that. Okay? But today I'm just going to show you the basics. So sit down, dig in, and let's get started. Okay, so minor chords. So I've shown you a variation of one type of chord already, the major chord. Today I'm going to be staying in the key of A, just because it's a good example. And so the dominant sevenths that I showed you last week, and the major 6 are pretty much all kind of variations or extensions of a major chord. So this week I'm going to show you some basic minor shapes. I'm going to show you the minor 7th, which is an extension of a minor chord. And I'm also going to show you another extension of a major chord, the major 7th chord. Okay? I'm going to show you a few basic shapes for each. So let's begin with minor chords, because they're like the other basic, you know, bread and butter type of chord that, you know, we as guitar players and piano players, you know, as well, also encounter. So, there's the first shape I want to show you for A minor. So, what you want to do is you want to take your big slide, you're going to put it down on the name of your chord. So if you want A, you put your slide down on where A major is on the 5th fret. But now to make it minor, you're going to take your thumb slide and you're going to move it 3 frets up to the 8th fret on strings 3 and 4. And you're going to place it very carefully, because if you place it slightly off, I'll show you the intonation's out. So there it is. There's A minor. Okay? You need to cover both strings 3 and 4 on the 8th fret here. But as a general rule, you remember it's got to be 3 frets up from your main slide on strings 3 and 4 for whatever chord you're doing. That's the basic formula. Okay? But keep in mind that you got to get the intonation right. You'll probably have to, you know, play around and figure about where kind of the sweet spot is for you, because it can be different with every guitar, right? And you just get used to your guitars and get used to playing after a while. One thing I do want to say is that some of you have been commenting to me and letting me know that you're having trouble doing some stretching with your thumb, with the thumb slide, and that your big slide is moving on you. So the reason probably for that is you've probably got like a big, I'm going to guess a big glass slide or a big slide made of brass. What you want is if you're just starting out doing this, playing double slide, you want a thinner slide with a straight edge. You want a thin, straight edge slide. I'll repeat that again. You want a thin, straight edge slide. And these kinds of slides, right, will not move so much, and it'll be much easier to do the double slide with, so that should help you out there. Okay? So, this is our first basic shape for a minor chord. Here's A minor. If I wanted to go to the 4 chord, if I was doing a minor blues in A, I want to get D minor. So I will put my big slide down on D, which is on the 10th fret. Okay, there's D major. And to get D minor, I would take my thumb slide and I would move it 1, 2, 3 frets up on the 13th fret. And my thumb slide is covering both strings 3 and 4, and I strum all the strings and I get D minor. Okay? E minor is here. Now, for an open version of E minor, what you can do now is you just take your thumb slide, okay, and you're just going to place it on the 3rd fret on strings 3 and 4, and that's it. You get this. It's a 9th. We'll show that in a later lesson. It's a bit tricky to get, but there. There's your open string version of E minor, okay? Alright, so that's the first kind of big open kind of chord shape I want to show you, this kind of thing. The next kind of shape I want to show you is going to look very familiar to you. To get this shape, so if we're in A, I want to get another chord shape for A minor. This is the one that I use a lot when I'm playing, especially when I'm playing blues and rock. Go from A. You're going to move your big slide 3 frets up. 1, 2, 3 to C. Okay? And you're going to put your thumb slide, okay, 2 frets up from C. You're going to angle it on the 5th string. Now, why does this look familiar, right? It's because I've already shown you the shape. When I was covering major 6 chords last week, I mentioned that the shape for a major 6 is the same as a minor chord, and that's because the two are basically related. C major 6 you can also think of as A minor, or really A minor 7th, because, and really reason why it's based on a C, right? Theory-wise, practically speaking, is that A minor and C major are related to each other, meaning that they both share the same number of flats or sharps in a key signature. This is what we call in theory relative majors or relative minors. So to find that, okay, to figure out what is sort of related to one another, from your minor chord, if you want to do A minor, what's the relative major of A minor? Go 3 frets up from A, 1, 2, 3, it's C. And likewise, to find your relative minor to your major key, you go 3 frets down from your major key. So if I'm in C, and I want to know what my relative minor is, my relative minor key is, 3 frets down, 1, 2, 3 to A. So A minor, key of A minor, and the key of C major are related to each other because they both share the same number of flats and sharps. In this case, they both have none. Okay? On the piano, if you're looking at a keyboard, it would just be all white keys, no black keys anywhere. Okay? So, getting back to this chord shape, so C6 is also the same shape for A minor, but what we're going to do to turn into A minor is we're just going to omit bottom 6 string, and you're going to just play strings 5, 4, and 3, and you're going to get A minor. Okay, that's a fairly common one that I use. And so that's the first shape, or the second shape rather. So the first shape is this, that kind of big open sound, right? 3 frets up through the thumb slide from whatever chord you want to get. Your A. 3 frets up from A on strings 3 and 4. Your second shape is going to, your big slide is going to be 3 frets up from A, if you're doing A minor or whatever chord you want to get. And your thumb slide is going to be 2 frets up. Okay? So basically, if you want to think of this, you form a major 6 shape, right, that I showed you last week. 1, 2, 3 frets up from whatever chord for the chord that you want to get. So if I was in, let's pick a key, let's pick a chord, G. Okay? If I wanted to get G minor, here's the big open G minor chord. That's first position. Okay, first shape for you guys, first basic shape. So if I want to get that, this sound, I take that major 6 shape, right, this whole thing, I move it 3 frets up from G, 1, 2. So, my big slide is going to be on B flat, right, relative major of G minor. And my thumb slide is going to go down 2 frets up, angling it. We've got to angle, just make sure it only hits string 5 on the 8th fret. So there's G minor. Okay? So just take your major 6 shape, 3 frets up from the desired chord that you want to get. You will find your minor shape there for G minor. If I was in B, okay, 3 frets up from B, 1, 2, 3, there is B minor. If I want E flat minor, define it, place your big slide down on E flat, then form your major 6 shape and go 3 frets up, 1, 2, right? There it is. I should say that when you're counting 3 here, when you're counting 3 frets up, you don't count the chord that you want for E flat. So if I was going back to A, okay, and I want that A minor shape, I'm not counting the 5th fret. I'm going from 6, 7, 8. That's what I mean when I say 3 frets up. Okay, so there. Now we also know that we can take that major 6 shape, right? We can put it on high here. And depending on what notes we play, or what strings we play rather, we can get 2 different A minor chords, okay? So there's one here, okay? And you're just, again, this is that high major 6 shape that I showed you last week, where you've got the thumb slide now on the 2nd string, as opposed to the 5th, okay? And you're going to play strings 2, 3, and 4. That's shape number 3, okay? And shape number 4, which is the last one I'm going to show you, you're going to keep the same shape, but now you're going to play strings 3, 2, and 1. You don't even have to move. You've got 2 different chord shapes right there. Technically, these are called inversions. I will explain what those are when I do the advanced video for this, okay? But right now, just think of this. Think of these as shapes 1, right? This is the big one. Shape number 2, right? There. Shape number 3, up high, playing strings 2, 3, and 4. And shape number 4, playing strings 3, 2, and 1, up high. Okay? If I wanted to get that for, say, E minor, okay? So, here's my first shape, 12th fret. Or you can do it down here with the open like I was showing you. Okay? And then to get your 2nd chord shape, you count 3 frets up from E, so F, F sharp, G is where you're going to put your big slide, you're going to put, right? Your thumb slide down on the 5th string to make a G6 shape or a minor shape. Think of it either way, same thing. You're going to play strings 5, 4, and 3. Okay? There's your 2nd shape. To get your 3rd shape, take your thumb, put it on the 2nd string, play strings 2, 3, and 4. There's shape number 3. And then to get shape number 4, just play strings 3, 2, and 1. Okay? So those are 4 minor chord shapes for you. Next thing I want to show you is the minor 7th, and I'm going to show you pretty much the same chord shapes, okay, exact same shapes, but now you're going to be adding one more string to what you're playing. So to go to your 2nd shape that I showed you, if you just want to stay in A minor for a second, okay, the 2nd shape here, right? So that's A minor. You're playing strings 5, 4, and 3. To get A minor 7, which is just the minor chord that flat 7, that same flat 7 that's in an A7, right, that A dominant. So it's basically A, C, E, and G. So you're adding that G, the flat 7, to your A minor chord. So that's what forms a minor 7. Okay? So you're going to add the second string now. You're going to play this. In addition to this, you're going to get A minor 7. Okay? It's your first shape for A minor 7. Alright? So the next one, based on this major 6 shape, is again this thing here. You're going to move it up, and then what you're going to do is you are going to play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay? You're going to get this. Now that does sound like a major 6, and you can think of it as C6. But it'll functionally work as the same thing, because all you're basically doing, okay, is in this chord shape from the minor 7, the 7th, the flat 7 is on the top, and in this version, it's on the bottom. So the notes for this version are G, C, E, and A. And that will work for an A minor 7. Alright? So there you go. Those are two basic shapes for minor 7s. There's a bunch more, they're a little bit more advanced, and I will get to them in the advanced lesson. The last chord that I want to show you guys is the major 7th. Okay? And this is, it's really, it can be very difficult to get on the lower frets. Anything below the 5th fret, you can't really get the shape because you've got to put your thumbs like 4 frets up from your big slide. So I will show you starting on A for A major 7. So like your dominant 7, right? Where your thumb slide is on the 5th string, right? 3 frets up, angling it. You're going to move it one more up so that it's 4 frets away from your main slide. You just got to be careful that your big slide doesn't move too much because it'll want to when you start to stretch. You'll have to learn to stretch your hands out, man. I know it's difficult, but you know, it'll take you a while. It took me a good few months to get used to this feeling. So if I do it 4 frets up, I get A major 7. Alright? Now I can also take that 7th, the major 7, right? And what makes a major 7 chord is just it's a regular 7th. It's not flatted like you have in a dominant, right? This 7th, okay? Okay, this is the 7th that you hear in a major scale, right? So it's this note, right? The A flat, or really the G sharp if we're an A major. I don't want to get down harmonics. It's way too advanced for what we're doing now. But yeah, this major 7th is the 7th that you hear really in the major scale. The 7th that you hear in the dominant chord is the flat 7 that you get in the blues scale, right? So you wouldn't go. It sounds a little bit weird. So in blues, what really kind of makes, in part, what makes the blues scale is it's got that flat 7. There it is there. Okay? Right, so that's why when they play blues, right, because that flat 7 is in the scale and the singing and the melodies and stuff, that's why they play dominant. So you can go, oh yeah! Whatever you're doing, right? So if you're you're singing blues scales, you're soloing, Blah, 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 blah. Oh, blah. Right, that G. That might be slightly out of my vocal range, but it's all good, having fun. But yeah, so in blues, that flat 7. That's why dominant 7th chords are featured so much in blues, because it's part of that scale. It's a part of that sound. For a major 7th chord, the regular 7th, right? Just like a regular major 7th. That's what makes it a major 7th chord. It's a major chord with a major 7 on top. Okay? As opposed to a dominant 7th, which is a major chord with a flat 7. Now in this voicing I show you here from the major 7th, there's that. You can put the 7th on the bottom, or like with your dominants, you can move your thumb slide up to the 2nd string, and you can put it on top. Now when you put it on top, you don't want to hit the top string. You want to try to avoid that because these two notes are right beside each other, okay, in the scale. So they will create some dissonance. Unless you really want a dissonant sound, avoid playing the top string, okay? You see it's even hard for me up here, stretching it. You may find that you mute this bottom string, that's okay. Strings 2, 3, and 4 are good. Like even that stretch there, it's easier if you do it on the bottom. But if I move up to like the 8th fret, okay, where the fret spacing is a little bit tighter, major 7ths are a little bit easier to get. Here it is up top, it's a lot easier. Here's it on the bottom. Right, if you want to get a higher sound like this, right, where you're having trouble because the fret spacing is so big, you can move it up high here. Or you can just do it down here. Like here's G, so 3 frets up, 4 frets up from G, angling on the 5th string. Right, here it is on high. Okay, it's a bit high, but you know, for now, if you know you want to get a major 7, that's what you can do. If you can't get it because you're like at F sharp or you're at F, playing a regular major chord to substitute will work. But what I will show you later on in more advanced lessons, like when we get to the lesson on 2-5-1 jazz progressions and voice leading, I will show you how we can use minor chord shapes to substitute for major 7th chords, okay? And we can get around this problem. Alright, so that's basically it. Those are 2 major 7 shapes. Oh, one more I want to show you for major 7s. If you want, if you can get this, and this can be a little bit difficult, I don't know if we can really do it with A on the 5th fret. We can try. We can. So if you want to add the 3rd on top of your 7th, instead of just angling your slide up on the 2nd string, have a couple of strings, both 1 and 2, up top, 4 frets up from your big slide. So that's A major 7th with the major 3rd on top. Makes a nice sound. Here it is for C. If I want to get that for C, right? Put my big slide on the 8th fret where C is, and then I move my thumb slide 4 frets up to the 12th fret, covering strings both 1 and 2. And I get this. Sounds kind of nice. Okay? So again, let's review all the shapes that I showed you today, just quickly. So your first minor shape, okay? 3 frets up, thumb slide, strings 3 and 4 from the chord you want. You get A minor. There you go. Okay? Here's shape 1 for minor chords. Shape 2, you're going to take your major 6 shape with 3 frets up from your from the chord that you want. So if your chord is A, you take that shape, starting here with 3 frets up. Okay? From A, you get your second A minor shape. You play strings 5, 4, and 3. To get your third A minor shape, put your thumb slide on the second string, you angle it, you play strings 2, 3, and 4. To get your fourth minor shape, you keep that shape and you play strings 3, 2, and 1. Again, those are first shape, second shape, third shape, fourth shape for minor chords. For minor sevenths, you're going to take that second minor chord shape, you're going to add the second string, so this is your first minor seventh shape. And your second one is you take your third minor chord shape that I showed you, but you're going to add the fifth string on the bottom. You play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay? And that will work. For your major sevenths, okay, you're going to put your slide down on the major seventh chord you want to get. So let's say you want to do an A. So big slide goes on the 5th fret, covering all your strings. Your thumb slide is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up now, angling it on the 5th string. For your first shape, you get A major 7. There's your first major 7 shape. Your second major 7 shape is you're going to put it up on the second string. You're going to angle it so it's only hitting the string. You're going to play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. If you can't get the 5th string, strings 4, 3, and 2 will work. Okay? And your final shape is, if you want, you can add the major third on top. So your third major 7th chord shape is you're going to take your thumb slide, you're going to now put it on both strings 1 and 2, 4 frets up from your main slide. You're going to get an A major 7th, in this case, with the third on top. Okay, so that's just some basic minor sevenths, major 7th chord shapes. If you have any comments or questions, please comment below. I will do my best to answer them. Take care. I'll see you guys next week. Alright, so that was just a little bit about basic minor chords, minor 7th chords, and a little bit about major 7th chords there at the end. So that should kind of help you to kind of get your head around that. One thing I do want to say is that my album is available for pre-sale on Bandcamp now, and so please check that out. If you want more information about what I do, and you want to know where I'm playing, I've got a gig coming up this Saturday in Toronto, my CD release. If you would like more information on that, please go to www.mikenagoda, M-I-K-E-N-A-G-O-D-A, MikeNagoda.com. Go there. There's going to be a link at the bottom of the page, and you can get information on me, my gigs, the new album, and stuff like that. And next week, the album is going to be out on May 6th. So I'm getting really excited. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you next week because we have a very special tutorial video next week. I don't want to say what it is because I want it to be a surprise. So I will see you guys next week with a new video. Take care. Again, if you have any comments or questions, please comment below. I will do my best to answer them. Take care, guys. See you next week.